Hello ladies and gents, this is another review of a plugin called Ultimate TinyMCE, and it's a feature review. Now just a point, MCE stands for Moxie Code Content Editor. Now Moxie is really not Moxie Code is not a definition of any sort. It's more along the lines of an English slang word. Basically means the ability to face difficulty with spirit and courage, aggressive energy, intuitive skills, and know-how. So it's kind of like Josh's way of saying this is the way of how I've gone about making my ultimate TinyMCE. Now TinyMCE is another software program, and he's acquired the source code from it, and he's made something better. In my opinion, it's better, and I would imagine in a lot of other people's opinions it is better too. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'll explain how the features are different from your normal basic editor, and I will explain how each of the additions can be used inside of your editor, and whether you should use them or not. It's up to you really, but these are the features. So I've made a list, and this is the list. It's inside of the article itself. So let's just go through them one by one. And this video might be a little bit long. I'm hoping to go through this quickly. It's a quick review, but we'll see. Let's just go through this one by one, and we'll do this little by little. So in the editor itself, there is two lines that are added on. This line here and this line here. So in the editor, it's called, in the Ultimate TinyMCE, it's called the third line and the fourth line. This is the first, this is the second. Other than this one here, Pinup Pro, that's something that I've purchased. Kind of cool. You can use it with Pinterest, and it's some pretty interesting features. I'm not going to go into that. That's not what we're reviewing. Anyway, let's go through this one by one. Family font, font family. Now, when you set up Word, you only have the first two basic lines. You cannot change the font. You cannot change the size. You can't do a lot of stuff. You're literally restricted to the little things that are on these first two lines. Now, you may want to check out your editor. I don't know from editor to editor if the following information that I'm about to say is involved with it. If it is, well, disregard. If it isn't, then you know what? Kudos to Josh. The bullet point and the numbered bullet point, it has a drop down, and you can choose circle, disc, or square. And on the numbered one, you can choose lower alpha, lower Greek, lower Roman, upper alpha, and upper Roman. Now, I don't know if this is available in your basic WordPress editor. It might be, although I think Josh added this in. If it's not, well, here you go. Now, I know that the editor itself, without the Ultimate TinyMCE, has this insert custom characters. Now, I don't know if anybody uses this, but this is really interesting, and I want to point this out to you. If you click on it and you go into all these cool characters, the one character that I think is very useful is this degree sign, or the copyright sign, or the cent sign. Now let me see, is there another character that I think is kind of cool? Okay, so those are the things that I think that are cool in there. But if you want to, you can really get into it. And if you want to find out how they work in the HTML, if you're into that, the HTML codes are all right here. So, kind of cool. Alright, so font size. Now, you can have a font size from as low as 6 points all the way up to like ridiculous. I think this is 72 points. Yeah, 72 point pixel. And in the normal editor, I think you're restricted to, if you go over here to the paragraph size, you're restricted to just those, and they're like the headers, and I don't like them, quite personally. I use the header 1, I use the header 2, and I use the header 3, or headings, yeah, not headers, headings. I don't think they look good in terms of a paragraph font. Your choice. But as we get into this, you'll see what I'm talking about as to the dynamics of what Josh has made. Now I'm just going to scroll down here to give you an understanding of who I'm talking about. Ultimate TinyMCE was created by a fellow by the name of Josh Lobe. Alright, Josh is right here. I left his link to his personal bio. So you can go there, check it out, learn about him. He's really done a good job here. Now let's just come down here, get back to the list. Now font sizes, we've done that. Okay. The next part is cut, copy, paste. Now unfortunately for you people out there that have a Mozilla Firefox, the cut, the copy, and the paste, is that copy? Yeah, copy and paste do not work. So if you click on them, you're going to get a screen that pops up and it will say this doesn't work, and it'll take you to a site. I'm not going to do it. It will take you to a site where it will give you the option to add in code to the editor's programming to allow you to use them. Personally, I don't need them because the manual cut, copy, and paste are far superior, and it's faster. Now if you don't know what the manuals are, you go over here to the help button and click on it. Okay, so inside there are the hotkeys and the advanced. All this is information for you, but the hotkeys are the ones we're talking about. So click on that and it gives you all of the cool hotkeys that you can choose without having to go up to the top of the editor and do any kind of fancy press button. So what we're talking about is copy, paste, and cut. So you would do up here, you would do Control and the letter. So Control copy, Control C, Control V, Control X for your cut, copy, paste. Okay, and all the other ones there as well. And there's a few of them. So if you're interested in knowing more about your shortcuts that are inside your editor, there they are, right in the help button under hotkeys. The next is selecting background color. Now this is for the words only. That's right here. Alright, select the background color. Now I'm just going to do this for you so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to leave this as is, so when the video is finished, you can come back and you can see all the changes that have been made and you can be part of the experience. Alright, so selecting the background color. What should we choose? Let's do this one. It is useful for those who want to really make a point in their statements. So let's say we go in here, we click on the button, and we get to choose a wide selection of colors. Now if you know the coding for colors, go for it. You know, the alphanumeric coding. So if you wanted to find what the coding is, get some help on it, just click on something and then you can just understand what the codes mean, you know, the numbers and the zeros. Alright, so let's make this background color, let's make it yellow. Get right in here, find something really cool right up there on the top, click on yellow, and of course you can slide rule to find out the color of yellow you want to get the gradient variance. So let's try to something a little darker. Okay, and then apply. Now to go back into it so you can see what I'm talking about, there's other things you can do like palettes or named. You can actually pick something that is what you want. All right, click on a color, right, and name it. right? Or we can go back to what we did before and just do the gradients, right? Whatever you want to do, right? Pretty cool. And that's what it would look like. So if you wanted to make a point and have it be a bolder red or a bolder of any color, you can choose that. Now select the color, select the text color. Now this up here, if you're following where my mouse is, you can choose that. I'm going to click on it, but these are your basic palette colors. All right, probably a 16-bit choice. If you click off of that, if you want to have a bit more of a selection, watch this. Same thing. You have a much broader selection. Again, palette and named, and you can name them, I believe. So let's just say we want to. First of all, we have to highlight something. So select the background color. Let's see, where should we do? Alright, this is being greatly expanded into the more colors. We'll do that. Go up here, click on that, and let's say we do red. Okay, that one there. Okay, apply it. There you go. Pretty basic stuff, but these are the buttons you can choose from, and it's basically expanding upon it. Horizontal rule. This is a little bit of a cool thing. If you have an interest on, say, now here's another little trick. I'm going to do this, but I want you to know how I'm doing it, so I'm going to explain it. Shift and then Enter will add a line without adding a number. So I'll go back, and if I add a number, it automatically inserts the number there. So if you didn't know how to do it, you pressed Shift and Enter will add the line without adding the number. So here I'm going to be able to show you how horizontal would look. Alright, so here's a horizontal line. You can choose how wide you want it to be. Now my space inside of inside of the contextual area of where my article is 700 pixels wide. So if I have, say, 699 or 695 to go back a couple pixel points. Now I can choose to have it pixel or percentage. I prefer pixels. Now let's say the height. Let's say 2. Alright, and let's say shadow 2, so you can get the whole understanding of it. And insert. Alright, and there you go. There's your horizontal rule. And it can be very useful if you're trying to divide an ideas between your article. So you've got one part of your section, and then you move on. So if you're kind of like doing chapter headings, or if you're doing something that means one point, means another point. Pretty cool thing. Anchor text. Now this is really neat. If you've got a very long article and it has lots of headers, it's got lots of points that are throughout your article, and you want to create a summary at the top of your article, kind of like an index, so that people can quickly go to each point. So you would click on the one link, and it would take you to the depths inside the article. And it's pretty simple. If you click on this, all right, click down here, click on that, it will show you how the anchor text works. So you just name your anchor text as to where you want it to go. So I'm not going to do this. This is a lengthy process. I want to keep this video pretty short. Play around with it. And that's basically what it does. It will work within your article. Okay. Subscript and super subscript, if you don't know what that means. So let's say, for example, it's used for math. If I wanted to say, come down here again, Shift, Enter. If I wanted to say do x to the square root of 2, super subscript of 2, y to the power of 3. You know what I mean? So, so for example, if I wanted to type in E equals MC squared, I would just do that, go up to super subscript, type in the 2, and then turn it off, and that's E equals to MC squared. Now if I wanted to do something below the word, let's say I wanted to type in X equals Y lower subscript 2, I could do that. Now here's another option that you can use it for, is John Mark copyright. Alright, then go into super subscript, go into the point bullets, and then put in the C, or put in the R for all rights reserved, or copyright, and there you go. See how easy that is? So that's how you would use that. So that's pretty cool. Just an idea as to how you use all of the buttons that are on there. Now, inserting date and time, personally I don't know what you would use this for, unless of course at the beginning of your article you wanted to come up here and you wanted to put in the beginning of the article, you wanted to put in the date and time. Alright? And maybe make a couple spaces and then put in the time. Personally, I have no need for it. I know that WordPress puts it in sometimes for you, but those people who want it in, there you go, you can put it in. The next thing is inserting non-break space characters. Now this is a cool little feature that will help you avoid little things that if you, in terms of decoration, as to where your text goes in relationship to a picture or in relationship to something you've entered in, like a caption, and you want to force the text to move across the page or down, and it will do it. So you type this in, it will add in a space that the editor will recognize, force it to recognize. And I've done this before. If you go down in here and have a look, it's pretty obvious. We have put in a picture here, and we have forced a whole bunch of lines down in the HTML area to make this success is yours dash take it be underneath the picture. And it's something you have to tinker with. So that's a feature there. Now the mail to section I didn't include. It's blacked out. It's something that I think you have to configure in your back office in the settings area. Presently it doesn't work, so I'm not going to go over it. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to put in a horizontal rule. I'm going to make it 695. Make the height nice and big, and I'm not going to have a shadow. Okay, insert that. So this is our fourth row, which is down here. Now Josh has already admitted this, that the style section is there for future add-ons and more information, future edits. So these are again repeats of the top three buttons: align center, align left, align right. So it's WordPress caption, WordPress caption DD, WordPress gallery, WordPress embed. All of these are functions that operate in the back coding area. Those people who really know what they're useful for, well, kudos to you. I don't know what they're for. Still learning. You can tinker around with that. The tables, insert a new table. So if you want to add in a table like the Microsoft does, you can add those in. All of this is blanked out. When you put in a table, it will become available for you to use. Right? Most people know about how tables work. It's just a function of use if you want to really to define where things are within within your post. So, if, for example, if you wanted to have a piece of information in the top left-hand corner and a piece of information in the bottom right-hand corner, and that's all you wanted, you just wanted it to be spaced out, you could create a table that would then have the boxes forcing all of the characters over, and then take the frame out, so the frame's not there anymore, and all it is the characters there. And so people would ask you, how did you get that to look like that? Well, that's a table. It's kind of hidden in the background. Next part is the image adder. Right? This is kind of cool. You can. It's a lot more powerful than the image adder at the top of the edit button, where it says upload, insert, and there's the two little icons. You can insert the image, or you can insert media. This is more advanced. You can really get down to the nitty-gritty of what you want to put into your image editor. Alright, so you can do appearance. So you've got your alignments, you've got your dimensions, you've got your vertical, horizontal, and borders. You can even add in CSS class. All that's pretty cool. The advanced stuff, this is for those people who like mouse over information. So you can put a picture in if you want to mouse over something else, or mouse out if when the mouse leaves, it changes back to something else. This is really advanced decoration kind of stuff. Miscellaneous, all this cool stuff that you could add in, your ID. You could add in how you want the information to be read, left to right or right to left. And you can put in an image map, and then you can put in a description, like a link. Right? And your general stuff is your URL of the picture itself, the image description, which is sometimes people put in, some people don't put in, your title, and then of course you'll be able to see the image itself. The next part is abbreviations and insertions. Now, I believe, here we are, number 21. This is an improvement over the basic WordPress image insert function. So I have to highlight something. So we highlight that, and they become available. So let's say, for example, HTML. Up here, I went into describing what an HTML means and what MCE means. But some people might not actually do that. So I could come up here and, well, let's just leave it down in here, just so we're staying within the functionality of it. So let's say I go to here, HTML. Get it onto the button there. HTML. I go up here, and I believe these two are the same. So let's just click on that one, and I type in my title. And I've already got it typed in. Make things a little speedier. Now let's just leave everything alone. I can add in a class if I wanted to. I could add in a text direction, like remember, left to right, right to left. I could add in style. I could add in an ID to it. A little bit more information than just an information box. So now it's got a little dotted line underneath of it, and if I put my cursor over top of it, it'll pop up hypertext markup language. It tells you what it is. The next is insert edit attributes. Now I'm just going to point out this one is for those people who know what they're doing with regards to class and all of that. If you're aware of the events, but this is what it's very powerful for. If you want to highlight something and you want to have all of these cool functions to happen on the event of what you're highlighting, it can do all that. Now I just wanted to say this button here and this button here, these two are for advanced users. If you really know what you're doing, all right. You may want to do some lookup I can give you the general overview, but if you want to get into the depth of understanding what these two are for and how they can be functionally useful, you need to do some reading. But here's the basics. Now, I like this one. I'm a bit of an HTML writer, but this is I like this particular one. So let's say, for example, I want to mess around with something. I want to get in here and I want to change a writing. So I want to go in here and I want to really fiddle. See what I mean? So I want to change the font to be that family. I want the size to be that. Alright? I want it to be pixels. I want the style to be italics. I don't want to go around and press buttons and do all. I want it all done in one specific area. I want the line height to be well, let's leave the line height out. That could get dangerous. I want the color to be red. Right? I want it to be underlined as well. I want the weight to be bold. Alright? I'm opening these so you can see what they're for. I want to be able to take the word that I've already got and I want to capitalize all the letters. Alright? Now there's background. I can go in here and I can change all the background colors. So I can have the background color, background image, so you could put an image in there. I could have, if it's blinking, I can have a repeat in there. I can add an attachment. Ridiculous amount of choices. Now this could get buggy if you have too much added to it. But these are all the things you could do to it. Letter spacing, vertical alignment, the text alignment, the text indent you if you wanted to indent it. Lots of interesting things you could add to this. This is really for advanced users. Alright? Borders, lists, positioning. Alright? Get my drift? This is alright. This is what you'd probably be going in and doing mostly. But if you wanted to get more advanced, there you go. Right? And this is specifically to the words or to the highlighted areas that you've selected. This has got nothing to do with the rest of the article. It's only for this one area. So let's apply that. Alright. And then get out. And there you go. It's red, it's underlined, and it's a different font. It's all cool. Right? And it's got nothing to do with the rest of the article. Alright. The next thing is HTML. Now, if I wanted to say go into my HTML on the tabs, I go over here, and a lot of the tags aren't included. Some are, some aren't. Alright? If you want to see all the tags, you click on that, and it brings you up to the editor, and you see everything. Just like a regular editor would. Right? And it's color-coded. Right? So you really get to see how everything works. And see my super subscripts and my subscripts? They're all done this way. Right? A little bit more powerful. This is for those people who like to see how HTML really looks, and they can get really specific. And then of course you can take them out if you don't want them. But if you don't want them, you might as well just go over here. Right? Okay, now editing and inserting media and YouTube. This is if you wanted to add in and host your own media, or if you want to embed your, so for example, you've uploaded your production into YouTube, and then you want to transfer your YouTube and embed it into your video, into your blog. This is if you want to do it yourself, I believe. So it's on your site, hosted for you're hosting your video yourself, and then all of this information is back here. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Right? You can see your dimensions. You can add in the information you want. You can add in your file where it's located. You can type in what kind it is: Flash, QuickTime, Shockwave, all of that. That's really powerful. So if you don't want your video or your media to have anything to do with YouTube, and I'll explain to you why some people would not want to have their video host on YouTube. A lot of people, the veterans, probably already know what I'm about to say. All right. The YouTube is a lot more powerful than the insert media up there. This will allow you to do a few extra things. You put your link in. Now this is the link that's on YouTube. You can add the width and height the way you want it. Now the reason why someone would want to be able to control the width and height for any kind of a video is because if they are recording their video in a very high definition, very big screen, like what I'm at is like 1900 by I think it's like 700, big widescreen, and I wanted to then make it high definition for YouTube, 1280 by 720. But then I want to make it smaller, but I want to keep it in contrast to the 1280 by 720. I can then change it so that the ratios are the same, so the video doesn't look squished or stretched. All right, that's why people have the width and the height available to be changed right there. Okay, now this is interesting. This is why I like this particular part, the related video. If you say you want to host your YouTube and have it on your blog, but you don't want related videos to pop up after you're finished, you can turn it off. Alright? You can also choose to have it, if it's available, to choose to watch it in high definition or not. This is really cool. I like this feature. Autoplay on or off. That means when you come to my blog, or you come to, your visitors come to your blog, and you want your video to start as soon as they arrive at your site, you can turn it on. So if it's really deep in your article and you want to have them be alerted, hey, there's a video here, scroll down. You can set it for autoplay. Now, this information, show information or not show information, this is the telltale information that's at the bottom, which means that if you have it turned off, they can't pause the video, they can't fast forward to the video, they can't shut it off. They have to either go off the page and leave, or they have to listen to the video or ignore it. Some people like it, some people don't. If you've got a message and you want them to listen to it and you don't want them to mess around with it, turn it off. If you want them to have the option to be able to go to YouTube and watch it there, they can. A special little note here. Most videos on your blog will not be allowed, you will not be allowed to maximize. You will not be able to increase the size and watch the whole video as a whole screen. So some people will go to YouTube and then maximize from there. So there's information for you. Fade controls, to be honest, I'm not sure how they work, and I don't use them. There you go. That's the information on YouTube. So you can host your own, or you can have it hosted at YouTube. All right. Now the next one is shortcodes are a cool little feature that you can have if you want to have information displayed by command. Like, so if you have a large amount of information inside the shortcode that is pulled from somewhere else, so it's a piece of information that either Word has or you have somewhere set up, like Dig, or and you want to embed something. All right, these are cool little programs that are already pre-designed, and you would then just put a square bracket with the code, and that information would then be displayed wherever the code with the bracket is placed within your article. That's it. That's all the features. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to make a comment or write to me specifically. I'll be available for anything. Or if you want to get right to go to the horse's mouth and ask the question, go to Josh's blog on the Ultimate TinyMCE and ask him directly about the questions you have. He's pretty responsive. He'll get back to you pretty quickly. And if you've got an idea as to how you want it to improve, he is willing to take on suggestions. And a lot of the things that he has done in his building of this program has come from input from people who have had ideas. There you go. That is the Ultimate TinyMCE, and thank you very much for listening. This is John Mark Cooper. Goodbye. Cheers.